Good morning, afternoon or later from everyone here at FCUM TV. Undisputed kings of FC United related interneting for 20 odd months running. In this special shoestring show, three of my favourite things: education, education and education. It's an in-depth chat with a man in a tweed jacket, and I've worn this especially. Also, just how many uses can we find for the humble brick? Stay around, that has to be better than it sounds. It's happened to my life. Welcome back to Broadhurst Park. Not quite the finished article, but as at least one member of the crew will vouch, you can almost taste a fully functioning football ground if you lick the walls. More on that shortly with Dr. K. Bang goes the Marv to come as well. This is the bar area, by the way. No joke on that, because it is now time to sit around in a circle and hold hands as we watch what many commentators have described as football. Here's Cockers with some of the things you might have missed.
Thanks, Andrew. And since the last edition of Bring Your Own Ball, FC United's fortunes on the pitch have really taken off. Into the quarter-finals of the FA Trophy and well in the mix when it comes to the title picture in the league. Highlights in recent weeks include 4 impressive displays against Conference North opposition, where Carl Margerson's side certainly didn't look out of their depth. Off the pitch, and as we will see in this month's show, Broadhurst Park is not too far off completion now, but the club are still fundraising as part of the project, so make sure you visit the official website and get involved. And lastly from me, FC United have signalled their intent for the remainder of the season by signing Shelton Payne from Trafford FC. Payne has scored 16 goals so far this season, and if you factor in also the return of Mike Norton to fitness this past week, it certainly is exciting times ahead for the club.
Cheers, Cockers. Just been playing knock or run. There's no one there. Time for our first guest. It's the board's Alan Hargrave. The ground, it's not finished.
It's not finished, but when you actually come here quite regularly, most of the larger parts of the work has actually taken place. It's all the little bits, the snagging off of various things that you realise when you stick your head through the door. And of course the end that's at the back there that no doubt you're going to be visiting later on, it's the first time that I've actually stood on the top terrace of that and looked down, and the view on there is actually tremendous. You can actually see it all coming together here. Interesting little things. You can see where the barriers are going to go now, and the bits that are sticking out, there's some you can see from here, the green bits sticking out there, the old bits from the old Northwich ground, that because obviously it was their terrace at one stage, and we've still got those bits that will be they'll become red obviously as we drop our own barriers into it, and I think that's been the bit that people have worried about in the past, and to actually seeing that coming close to completion now. Also, it's been interesting for us to see the amount of space there is at the back of that stand that we can use for all kinds of activities, both on match days and for community use during the week. So it has come on. It's tremendous.
I mean, don't get in the way of the car parking spot that I've earmarked, though. I would request that. I mean, the players want the end of season run in here. The supporters want to be in here. People want answers. What can you tell them?
I'm not being cagey. I'm not. People seem to approach us as board members and think that we've got some secret date. We haven't actually got a secret date. A lot of it is about getting all the pieces together at the right time. There always seems to be another stumbling block, not financial issues or whatever, but somebody's come in and needs to do this job and then that job's not been ready. I think the best description I've heard of it is someone talking about when you have an extension done maybe in your house and you've got the electrician coming on the Monday, because the plasterer is going to have done it as a foreigner on the Sunday, and then the plasterer hasn't turned up, so the electrician can't do his job on the Monday, so everything's put back a week. We're a bit like that on a larger scale. I think the thing that people were panicking about at one stage is it going to happen? And categorically, you can see on your visits here, it's going to happen. When that date is, it will basically be as soon as possible.
I promised at the top of this show that we would talk about bricks and buy a brick.
Yes. There's an area down below where you'll be able to have a brick with your own comment on it. Providing those comments pass various laws that you're allowed to put on. It's going well. We can obviously always do with some more. Financially, some of the things that we've been doing lately, I must be honest, I'm one of those that stands there and thinks, can we get anything else from people? Can people afford to pay out any more money for whether it be community shares or whatever? And I'm always surprised as not only our supporters that are able to add a bit more money each time and put that money towards the club, but people from outside that believe in what we're doing will come along and also make those offers. And it's absolutely tremendous. We're going to start doing the tours again over the next few weeks, so people will be able to come down here, and I think I would take that opportunity to attend one of those tours, because you come away absolutely buzzing on what we have achieved as a football club and as supporters and members of that football club.
You mentioned community shares there, just tell me briefly about that and the loan stock and how that's going.
They're both going very well. The loan stock's been something that has surprised us really with the uptake that we've had of that, because we thought that basically, is this well dry that we're going to? What people are realising, of course, is the loan stock is what it is. It's a loan. People do get money back and get more money back at the end of that, which has obviously attracted people who see it as an investment that aren't necessarily members of the football club, but it's also people that feel that they trust us and trust us to achieve what we intend to achieve and what the business plan says we're going to achieve, to know that their money's safe in our hands.
In the meantime, before getting into this place, a good run has been needed and has happened fantastically in the last few weeks. People like Burn, Stott and Wolford, and lots of goals. Tom Green seems to be scoring every game now, and you've got this run, possible FA trophy, and sort of 8 games in hand as we stand over Schem in the league. How do you see that going, and what's happened to change this season around?
I don't think there was that much wrong at the start. This is my opinion, and I know other people disagree with it. I don't think there was that much wrong with us at the start. We've obviously had more draws than wins at one stage, and I just think there was once or twice where we saw the ball. I mean, we hit the post and the bar for about 3 or 4 times a game for about a 5 or 6 game period. I don't think I've ever seen that before, following football for since the early 70s. And I think now they're actually going in, and that breeds confidence. You can see, you've seen players in the past, or I have, because I see them at the end of the games where they're really down and literally saying, what can I do? Where's it going wrong? And sometimes it's a lot of it is about sticking to your beliefs, playing to the system you think's going to work, belief in the players and the players around you, and then, as sad as it may be, that little bit of luck, and that turns games completely. When you look at Stotty's goal from the halfway line, which he said was, he saw the keeper off the line. He was actually going in for a tackle, in my humble opinion, there, and it went in. Now, earlier on in the season, that would have knocked somebody's a Bovril out of the hand. In the other hot drinks are available, of course. Would have knocked it out of the hand in the stand at the back. As it was, it dipped over the keeper and went in. And things like that are happening to us now, and that breeds that confidence. They're looking very, very good, and we're 3 games off me sitting in the Royal Box with a crown on my head.
It's a pleasurable thought for me, and I'm sure many others. Now, we accept that you cannot finally put a date on getting into this place for a game, but can you at least perhaps give a month? When can I be out there with my outsized car in that massive car park with my pack of status dogs and my cats and house them separately during the game?
For myself, having a look round, a lot is dependent on weather, But I don't mean whether this or whether that. I mean that black cloud that you can see coming over from the direction of Staley Bridge and whatever at the moment is to, I would say, 4 to 6 weeks.
So after this goes out, probably about 10 days. Excellent, and good wordplay.
That is the aim, yes.
Within just weeks, it's from this very spot that I intend to enjoy a match day pie. And well before that, we'll be speaking to Robin Pye from FC United's community team. Before that, a more detailed look at all the things around the ground with Dr. K.
Well, thank you, Andrew, even though that intro was filmed over a week ago. It's now the 26th of January, pretty chilly day. And here we are stood in front of the East Stand. I'll just stand back so you can see. Now, there's got to be 14 red uprights on that for it to be finished, and I've just counted 11, so there's 3 red uprights left to go up. And so, as you can see, it's going along straight there, but this is the corner that's got to be sealed in for the soundproofing for these houses over here. So the team is just currently having their tea break, but I'm sure they'll be back at work pretty quick getting that finished. Well, and I'm just walking along the East Stand here. As you can see, the block work has started to go in, and as you know, what happened on the previous stands anyway was as soon as this started to go up, it went up quite quickly, and then the whole thing sealed up, and it feels like it's ready to go. So you can just pan along here and see how far it's actually come so far. Right, so I'm stood here with Ted and Ken, and they're 2 of the workers amongst a few others like Steve and Winston, who've been here for the longest, and they've put all the roofs on all the stands apart from that one so far. So what's it been like working here?
Oh, it's been all right. The ground at time was a bit muddy, as
Yeah.
you know, when
Yeah.
you fell in it. But apart from that, it's been good.
Yeah? How have the roofs been?
Yeah, fine.
Straightforward?
Yeah, straightforward. Yeah, straightforward. Can't wait to get on the last one to get it built.
Yeah.
And then the sooner we've built that, the sooner you'll be in.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So have you done a project like this before? Football ground?
Not on a football.
Never done a football ground, but I've done similar.
Yeah, Preston. I worked on one. Preston football ground. for a
Right,
while
okay.
On there.
Yeah.
That was ages ago, like, but you know, they're all similar, aren't they?
Yeah, but I mean, it must be a good thing, like, to have as your work, the fact you start off with just mud,
Yeah,
and then by the
oh,
end,
yeah.
you can see what you've built.
Yeah, you've got a football field. And
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Though, yeah,
Well, it's
coming
good
on.
it's good for me because I live local anyway.
Right, yeah,
I only live half a mile away from here.
yeah. So this is going to be here for,
Yeah.
centuries.
Longer than
isn't
me.
it? Yeah, exactly.
The company we work for is Cladding by Design.
Right, okay.
They have designed all the cladding on this.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
so,
So
yeah.
that's all the red bits? at the
Yes,
top?
everything.
Top, the sheets,
Yeah.
everything, the
It's
composite
nice.
sheet,
Yeah.
all the red round the top,
Yeah,
round the stand and everything.
yeah. Because that's really nice.
Yeah.
When the
it
light,
looks well when the
when the
sun's on
light
it.
comes through
yeah,
it.
Yeah,
it does.
doesn't it? Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
What
Right.
about the gates? Have you been doing them?
We did the roofs on them.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we done that. Well, you seen us up in our machine last time.
Yeah.
didn't you? Yeah.
Cherry picker, I believe
yeah,
it's called.
It's called. That's
Yeah.
the one. Yeah.
No, we've done them.
And what are you doing today?
We're putting the
Yeah,
rainwater pipes on.
up.
Yeah,
And then
Stop the ground
yeah,
getting wet.
Yeah.
that's excellent.
It's getting there.
Okay.
We're near 95% done.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Until,
Barring that.
until we get on the
Yeah.
other stand.
Yeah. And so then you'll have to go off and do another job.
Yeah.
Have you
Yes.
got one lined up?
Well,
You don't know when this will finish, I suppose.
the electricity board in Blackburn.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
That's
It's a
where
bit
we're
different, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
Well, yeah, shocking.
And do you support a football team?
United. Man United.
Right. okay.
The other United, but I'm afraid they did a bit worse than what FC United
I
did this
know.
week.
It wasn't a good weekend for you, then,
Oh,
was
no.
it?
No.
No, but the
Really?
favourites now to win the cup because all the good ones have been knocked out.
By Arsenal. Innit?
Yeah. Do you think you'll come and watch a game here?
I will,
Yeah,
definitely.
Oh,
No, I
good.
will, definitely.
Yeah, brilliant.
We keep asking the other fella, we want
It's,
2 tickets for the first match.
Right, okay.
Freeman's.
Right,
It's got to
okay.
be Freeman's.
I think you should come.
Andy, what's his second name?
Walsh?
Andy Walsh. He's promised us 2 tickets
Right,
in the lounge.
right, okay.
For the first game.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he keeps his promises.
Yeah.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
Thank
we
you,
won't
Andy.
let him forget it.
Good one, thank you.
Right then. All right.
Better let you get back
Yeah.
to work.
Yeah.
Make sure he sees that bit.
Yeah.
we will
Yeah,
do.
Andy.
Thank you.
All right.
So when you look at it from this angle, you can see that gap between the red upright and the end of that stand is narrowing all the time. So If we come back here in a month's time, I think that'll be closed. And of course, as always, steadfast as ever, you can see Graham on the other side, working on the edge of the pitch, something to do with the drainage. Well, we're here in the foyer and it's lovely gleaming white. There's work going on in the lift. There's glass being put in along the stairwells. The lighting's in, and we've got to be quick actually today because they're just about to start laying the floor. So this is Gary, and he's been in charge of the team that's been doing the artificial pitch. So this artificial pitch looks really, really nice. How's it gone?
It's gone really well, to be fair. Yeah, with the weather's held us up a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, generally, as far as the go, it's gone pretty well. Yeah.
So no major snags with it?
No, nothing really, nothing major, apart from having to do the goalposts afterwards.
Right. Okay.
That's the only real problem, because obviously normally they get done beforehand. So,
right. Okay.
But no, generally it's gone all
right.
right.
No, it looks absolutely fantastic.
Yes, it's getting
so
there. Yeah.
Once the goalposts are in, it's ready to play on, is it?
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, it just needs another brush.
Right.
We'll probably spend another day with the tractor and brushes.
Yeah.
Just brushing it all up. But
right.
no, yeah, it's,
okay.
Yeah.
And I heard you were putting the goalposts in today?
Yes, well, we've started digging the holes 2 days ago.
Right, okay.
16 posts, so
right.
quite, they have to go quite deep as well. So.
Right, how deep do you have to go?
900,
right,
900
okay.
mil.
Oh,
so.
right, okay. That is deep,
yeah,
isn't it?
it's quite, yeah. So, but I suppose the goals are quite heavy.
Yeah, and they get a bit of battering, don't they?
That's it, yeah.
Okay. And so do you support a football team?
No, not really.
Right, okay.
I'm not really a football man.
Okay.
For me, my fishing and my snowboarding myself. But,
very good. Oh, well, takes all sorts,
that's
doesn't it?
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Yeah, thanks for talking to us.
No problem at all.
Just a quick reminder that in your branch, you could have a chat about how you might like to decorate one of these to be a table or basically something to lean on and drink beer later on. There's loads of these around the site. Another thing to remind people is, we've tried to find Dale earlier because he's been doing a lot of the joinery upstairs, making the benches for the changing rooms and everything. If you've got any trades that or skills that you could help the club with, if you're a plumber or a joiner or a plasterer or a painter, then get in touch with the office about ways you can help finish the project off. This is outside the main entrance on Lightbound Road, and the central reservation's being taken away so that people can easily turn in and out of the ground. And also the men here are putting down these things which are called tactile paving slabs, which is to help people with visual impairment. Just the other side of the main entrance, and this is the bit that the diggers planted with all the bulbs, and you might be able to see it. Rick will get a close-up shot for you to see. The snowdrops are actually starting to come through, and all the other bulbs are starting to stick their heads up. So imagine this when it's a bank of flowers, it'll be absolutely beautiful. And in a groundbreaking change from tradition, we're going to walk this way this time. And as you can see, this is the front of our stadium, and the brickwork's in. That's all going to be like raised beds or grass, flowers or something. The render's nearly dry on the top of there. You can imagine once that black bit's painted and the white bit's painted on there, it does look, I dare to say it, it does look like it's almost finished.
Dale the Joiner, for all your joinery needs. Now, when FC United was set up 10 years ago this summer, kids, community and football were still very much in the hands of Tim Killjoy and the Armed Forces section of Soccer AM. Now that Tim's moved on and graduated to weekend food chat, some football clubs have had to come in and fill the void. One of those football clubs you will have heard of. I'll keep you in the dark no longer. It's FC United. So let's hear from the community team manager or something like that, Robin Pye, and do pay attention for some excellent fun at the start of this interview. I'm joined by Robin, and it's not even Christmas, and you've almost got a red breast on, I can see.
A bit of, yeah.
There you go. Top internet banter. That's already sorted. So that's the last done for this month's show.
Okay.
Excellent. Okay. Tell me about FC United's community work. Why and what?
Well, why? The short answer to that is because it's in our founding manifesto. We said we would do it. But why is it in the manifesto? I think the answer to that is it's a big part of what our members want the club to do. And it's a big part of the reason why our members are members and are fans of FC United. That we were convinced that our club could make a difference to the communities that it serves. Maybe a thought as well that a fans-owned club could do that better than a club that isn't owned by its fans. And because it's also a way of expressing off the pitch who we are, in the same way as during the matches we express who we are as we cheer the team on.
What does it mean though, day to day? What's the best thing you've done?
Oh gosh, the best thing we've done. Okay, probably the best project. Okay, well, one of the best projects is something that we call the Summer Youth Project. We've done it 4 summers now, and we offer it to school leavers, and we say to the school leavers, come to us over the summer, we'll train you to be a sports coach, and you'll help us to deliver a programme of sports-based activities for younger children in the community. And what's really good about it is the way that over those few weeks that those young people are with us, you can see them growing up enormously. They're making the transition from being the recipients of education, sitting in classrooms, to thinking, actually, I'm now the person responsible for other people's learning and development. And the other nice thing about it is the way that they themselves become more confident about themselves in terms of communication, but also in terms of participating in sport. They make friends with people who went to other schools, and usually at the end we have the vast majority of the young people say that they want to carry on volunteering in their community in some role that's to do with sport. And they also report that they're far more likely to participate in sport themselves at the end of the project than they are at the beginning of the project. So that's something that we hope that we'll do every year. But then I think that there's a lot of other work that we do with mainly with unemployed adults, where we link some volunteering with training, and we do that in a variety of contexts. So they might get involved in making radio programs for the radio station, or they might get involved in a local project where they're visiting isolated older people. But the one thing that happens on all those courses, all those projects, is that by about week 2, the participants have become a new group of people who are used to working together and who encourage each other and validate each other. And that is, in a way, a microcosm of what you see all around FC United. I mean, FC United is built on groups of people working together to a common goal and feeling increasingly good about it as they do so.
Are other clubs doing this? Is this something that's increasing in football, and who else do you work with? Okay, that's what do other clubs do in terms of their community work? Well, there are, I mean, to be fair, there are lots of really good things that football clubs are doing using the club. I think what makes us a bit different, maybe, well, first of all, what makes us different is that we don't get any funding up front to do it, and any club that's in a higher league than us does get an amount of money effectively from the Premier League's TV deal to do their community work. We don't, and we won't until we get promoted. So we have to find the funding for everything that we do ourselves, and that means that we've got to go out and form partnerships with other organisations and listen really, really carefully to what communities need, so that we've got a chance of getting some funding to meet that need. So I think that's forced us, in a way, to be more responsive and more open to forming partnerships, I think, than some other football clubs. Because if somebody had said to me at the start of this, here's £500,000, will you please go and spend that in Boston? I wouldn't spend much time listening to other people. Maybe I'd be concentrating on, gosh, how are we going to get all this up and running? So we're probably, compared to some football clubs, better at listening to our communities. That's led us into areas of work that other clubs don't do. So I've not come across football clubs training people to make radio programmes, for example, or visiting socially isolated people. And so we've had to imagine different things that our club can do. But there are other things that we do, working with disaffected young people, for example, that's pretty much the bread and butter of lots of community programmes that football clubs do. Was there another question? No, I'm just going to say finally that listening bit's going to have to be crucial, isn't it? Because there is a marginal but undeniable scepticism stroke aggression really towards FC United among some people in Moston. How do you continue to win them over? This club's 10 years old this year, in the next 10 years?
if we keep going with the community work the way that we have done, we will effectively build an allegiance with all sorts of different people in this community, and we're already seeing situations where a child might be going to an after-school club running a school that's delivered by an FC United coach, and then they might have an older sibling or a cousin who comes and takes part in the summer youth project, and there might be then somebody in the family who's is made redundant and comes to us and gets involved in one of our projects, and on the back of that gets a job. And if they're organising a luncheon club for older people, it might be that in the process of learning skills themselves, they're also looking after somebody who lives down the street who comes along to that luncheon club. And so in that way, I think anybody who living in this area will find that their lives are touched in a positive way by things that we're doing, and it'll gradually, I think, create an understanding of what we are about. That the two main values that inform our community work are inclusion and success, because when people cheer on a football team, they do so alongside other people, and they're willing the team on to succeed. And we make sure that those are the two values that you see right the way through all our community projects. And they're very positive values. People who've developed a suspicious attitude towards the club with us coming into the area, I think they'll that'll gradually shift their perception of us. And with some people, it will take a long time, but I'm confident that will happen.
Now, the people at FCUM TV are no strangers to disappointment. Who could forget the recent Christmas party no-show from the booked guest Elton Wellesby? And to top it all off, Swampy's home-cooked Viennetta turned out to contain meat. Despite it all, our collective chins remain well and truly up, and to demonstrate how, here's Marv with Bang Goes the Marv.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Bang Goes the Marv. I'm here this week at the Shindig TV studios, as you can see behind me, and here to talk to you about disappointment. Now, some would say it's quite fitting that I'm sitting in the Shindig TV studios talking about disappointment, but we'll skip over that obvious derision. Now, disappointment. Life can be full of it, can't it?
Hey, grow. Grow for me. Come on. Why won't you grow?
Yeah, a lot like the time I auditioned for the Future Heads. Or when I tried to get Christian Bale to appear on the Shindig.
There's only one way to be eliminated, it's to be thrown over the top rope, and both feet have to hit the floor, or to have one of your major limbs lopped off by a chainsaw. I think that was made late yesterday. Ooh, what a chair shot there. Yeah, get that out of there, Rip. Hear that all the way out in Amarillo, Texas, that old double-cross ranch. We got dueling chairs. Long way from dueling banjos. Look at Chainsaw Charlie. I thought these guys were supposed to be friends, JR. It's every man for himself. Look, Royal Rumble King. Chainsaw. Oh, my goodness. Good Lord, what a shot. Right to the cranium. He asked for it. He said, go ahead, give it to me. I think that might have knocked the funk out of him. Let's listen. He wants another one. Please give me another, sir. It's a nut.
So yeah, life is full of disappointments, but there is something that you can do about it. Join FC United today, and suddenly your life will no longer be a complete disappointment. Thanks for watching.
One, two, three. If you close the door, the night will last forever. Leave the sun shine out and say hello together. All the people are dancing and they're having such fun. I wish it could happen to me, but if you close to see the day again.
If you close the door, the night will last forever. Leave the wine glass out and drink a toast to never. And someday I know someone will look into my eyes and say hello. You're my very special wine. But if you close the door, I'd never have to see that day again.
Excellent stuff there, Marv, I imagine. And that, dear tolerant viewer, is Bring Your Own Ball for another month. Peace and love like only Ringo Starr could distribute to my guests, Alan Hargrave, Robin Pye, and of course Dr. K and Marv as usual. Join us in February for what many are predicting will be the latest episode of Bring Your Own Ball. And in the meantime, all the highlights and interviews on FCUM.tv, and follow the same channel on Twitter so you can hashtag yourself daft. See you soon, mind the trams.